I love it.
Hello.
Hi. See, oh, it sounds so good. Nice and big. Nice, good screen action. Okay, how do we, okay.
Do you want me to flip it?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Flip it.
Yeah, you.
Okay,
Wait,
so
hold on.
we first did our first whiskey bacon club, what, maybe a year ago?
No, more, I think.
Year and a half ago.
Year and a half, at least. Yep.
A year and a half ago. And the idea is so simple, it's beautiful, and we need simplicity and beauty right now. But it's a friendly way to talk about keto related things, but it's not so clinicky. Not that there's anything wrong with the clinic, but sometimes it's good to just do a happy hour discussion hangout thing.
Well, it's hanging out with your keto like-minded
Yes.
friends is what it is.
Right, because bacon and whiskey are both keto, but they're also very naughty feeling. They have like gangsta vibes.
It's like you're being healthy and rebellious at the same time.
It's beautiful. And wink, wink. You can't you don't want to do too much of anything. So just these are nice little touches. I'm not trying to say get crazy. There's still that, but that's a nice place to talk about.
So it's called the Whiskey Bacon Club.
Yes.
But no bacon. So just basically.
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. She has bacon bits or chips or something. Right?
That's cheese, but okay.
Oh.
Well, no, these are cheap. But remember the last one we had at Phil's place?
Right.
Dude, I bought 4 packs of bacon from Costco for that.
Wow. But now we
so
can't.
It was Whiskey Bacon Club for sure.
But you know what? Well, even just having the whiskey, bacon will catch you later.
Bacon will catch you later.
Weed club.
It's just the whiskey weed club. Then. So this will be my bacon. This will be my bacon. Bacon.
Keto.
You just spell it different. B-A-K-I-N. With the okay.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Bacon, you got it. What's up, man?
So can we talk about something that's I've been dying to ask you, Ryan?
Please.
Is okay, and I want Tina to chime in on this topic.
Okay.
Is so in the last 2 weeks, I have definitely been talking about how if you smoke anything at all, you have compromised lung function, and that puts you in a higher risk category for COVID-19. What are your thoughts on that, Hawaiian Ryan?
My thoughts are that I totally agree, and that is why on Monday. Okay, I want you to hear me out now, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday, I'm going to go full edibles. So I'm switching. Oh. And I have been slowing down, you know what I mean, preparing for this. It's kind of like the keto thing, right? Don't just go full on, cut myself off because I've been so used to. But ever since I've been reading about, oh, shit, this is like SARS-2, it's respiratory, fuck, immunocompromised, and shit, I'm not young enough to fuck with it, and I got to do something. So I have been fucking with it, and so I've been slowing down, kind of like you would do with keto. You don't cut out the sugar in the carbs for one day, right?
Let me just say his slowing down is probably now the average weed smoker.
Maybe, sure. But,
right.
Probably.
But bottom line is, whether or not I like it or not, Monday I have dubbed as the day to go. Well, today is Saturday, right?
Today's Saturday, so tomorrow I'm going to make the butter.
Okay, we're going to make the butter tomorrow.
And then I'll make you some cookies.
And then Monday is going to be my first day of not one single smoke.
Oh, okay. So in other words, tomorrow morning, he will be smoking.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow's going to be my last because I'm easing.
You're transitioning.
Yeah, because I want it to actually work, and I don't want to just do something that I go crazy and then I go back to it. I want to and I'm kind of taking the advice of how I did keto. I'm kind of following that same template in a way.
I see. Okay, you're weaning off. So
yes.
Currently, what percentage of your consumption is edibles? Is it 0?
Well, 0. Yeah, I don't really. For me, the edibles thing, it's nice. I don't mind it, but I prefer the version. I'm talking about everything, from the grinding the weed and then smelling it on my fingers. I get really, come on, I love it. Rolling it, even rolling it is very therapeutic. You have to breathe very meditatively, and it's very like small.
So sure.
Just saying.
You have to breathe so meditatively.
Hey, I do. Not that you have to. I enjoy that. I enjoy the part.
Okay, the process, the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
experience. It's like
And
how
then-
they say smokers
Everything.
are addicted
Totally.
to this motion, right?
I've been doing
Okay.
that since high school. So I quit smoking 5 years ago. This October will be 6 years. And
Mhm.
and of course, so when I make the joint, it is kind of like a cigarette sort of replacement. But I feel like at least I've upgraded, right? Okay, not cigarettes, but so just the natural weed. But now with this whole thing with the COVID and the respiratory infectious airborne transmission going on and global pandemic, I am trying to go, I'm going to go all edible. So for the first time Monday, it's going to happen.
Okay, well, good luck, because the last time I ate a full brownie, I was literally stoned for 2 days and I was pissed off. Like, get this out of my body. And I tried to surf. I was like, okay, if I jump in the ocean, then I think it'll no. And I almost fucking died. And so I will never. The most I will do are the fancy leaves that Mikey brings to the party, and that's it.
Oh, that was hilarious. Mikey Wong, if you don't know, he's been bringing
He called them
leaves.
kale chips.
Yeah, and they're cooked, right? They're
But
cooked.
they're so good.
They're delicious.
Well, let me tell you.
They're
So
delicious.
they are actually really healthy for you. They
Right,
are healthier than
right.
kale, actually.
Right. It's a superfood.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
They don't have. They only have trace amounts of THC in it, so it's not like you'll really get.
Right, but his
you know,
whole
like-
his whole mana'o when he passes it out at the party, right, is like, oh, nothing, about zero. You're not gonna feel nothing. It's totally
He lied.
different.
Well,
And then Jodi's like, you sure? Like for half an hour, she's like, you sure? Because I'm willing to taste this. Everyone's saying it tastes good, but are you sure? Mike is like, I'm sure. 1 o'clock in the morning, Jodi's texting me, motherfucking bitch. He told me I would feel nothing. I can't sleep.
if you don't do any weed at all, then yeah, you may feel a little.
Yeah, no, that's what I told her. I'm like,
relaxation.
maybe it's
Yeah.
like the fact that I would feel nothing.
You would feel
but then-
nothing.
But
Yeah.
then if you're not used to it.
Dude, he brought home gummies one time. When do you ever not eat a whole gummy? Like, they're small, right?
Right, but in this
Yeah.
case,
Oh
gummy,
my God, the gummy.
had more than she bargained for in the one. Right?
60 milligrams. You should only have 10.
The 10
Oh,
is the 10 is the
no.
standard, like per whatever it is, pill, gummy, whatever it is, 10.
Oh, you must have been dying. You must have been
Oh my
miserable.
God, I thought I was miserable, and
Was
it
it
was
60 or
like
was it 30? I don't know. Was it 30? That sounds
was
like
it-
a lot. I think maybe 30.
30. Are you sure? Well, it's 360 divided
Oh,
by
right. You did it. It was like 10 to 30.
whatever.
Wow. Yeah, I thought it was 30. Anyway, it was a lot
Yeah.
more than 10, which is weird. 'Cause I usually it's all 10.
usually it's 10. So I'm like, why would they make a one that potent? That's just who bites like a little piece of gummy? Like that's
That's
dumb.
weird. That's weird. So I don't know. This must have been a weird.
But Jodi,
Yeah.
I was sucky because you're supposed to like suck because the gummy itself doesn't really
Right,
have
but-
THC.
right.
It's the stuff that it's dipped
Around
in.
it,
So
yeah.
I was sucking on it,
Oh.
and I'm looking at
In
the
fact, they
package.
say if if you want the real high, you just suck on the outside and get that good in, and then don't just eat it, right? Just
Right,
like
don't
get
eat
it
it,
to
suck
get all
on
that
it.
stuff in. So she was just doing that, not knowing that that's what you're supposed to do to get more out of it.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Jodi, they were all, you know how Diamond Lane crew does, right? We're all sitting talking, they're jamming, I'm standing there, and I go to talk and I go, yeah. and I was like,
It's like some of our live videos lately. It's been.
and I freaked out. I was like, oh, and it's weird. It's like I could hear myself talking in my head going, oh my God, Tina, say a sentence. And I'm like, I can't say a sentence. And then so I just gave up and I just went to, and everybody was there and I just freaking went to sleep.
But you know
oh
what?
my God.
I do thank you for bringing it up and being brave enough to just tell me the truth, because we need to hear it. And I realized that there was no scientific way out of this. And like everybody else, like you don't want to quit your job, but you have to. You don't want to not be able to go out to the bar, but you have to. Like there's a lot of we all got to do our part to just freaking step up to the plate and do what, rip off the back.
I appreciate your sacrifice for humanity, Ryan. I mean,
Hey.
it's a giant noble move of you. I want to commend you on this big step.
Well, no, look, and we do joke about it, but I mean, obviously, this is a way that a lot of us, we use it for peaceful, for calmness, it does help. And if anything, it's like for me, it's because I have too much energy. Like whatever the hell made me is like you gave me double batteries. So it's like for me, I do appreciate this this calming effect that it has, and focus.
Right.
For me, focus, because
Right.
like if you just let me go, I love
It's
to.
like one of those like bad little kids you see. Like
I was a bad little kid. Sorry, parents. Sorry.
Yeah.
I feel like I know that you were. Like I don't think
Definitely
that's
was.
a joke. I feel like you
I
were.
definitely was a lot to
just,
handle.
Like fuck, Ryan.
Can you
sit
imagine
down.
if my parents had to deal with me during like a quarantine?
Oh.
I'd have been murdered. So thanks.
Right.
Shout out to all the parents. Are they driving you nuts, or you're the? How's
No,
it going
their
for you?
kids are good.
They're not, you're,
No, my son is 16 and my daughter she's an adult already. She's in Arizona.
okay.
And so my son, he just video games all day. Like he only comes out for food and water and that's it. You know what I mean? And so we're fine.
Why is that the same as my 11-year-old?
That's it. But that's like a new survival skill now. Like, look at us. I mean, it's like, to me, it's about, we still have to go outside and get some balance and all that stuff. So as long as we do that, to me, we can't be scared of the technology. We got to embrace it. We got to figure out how to use it,
Right.
how to make it use us.
Well, what's funny is all these people are talking about they're gaining weight on it during this thing, but I'm actually losing weight because for the first time in forever, I have the luxury of like exercising every day. I don't usually have that,
Yeah.
Nice.
So what kind of
So I'm loving it. I love this downtime.
Right.
I mean, I might lose my house, but okay, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like I'm kind of embracing the forced, hopefully not the forced downtime. I think it's kind of like Earth or God or whoever, like basically hit the pause button and is doing like this gigantic reset. And when you think about coronavirus, this is Darwinism, like at its finest.
Right.
I mean, it's so amazing to me, and I don't want people to die, but a lot of people are going to die from this. And China's lying about their numbers. You know that, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
come on, man. And then I'm half Chinese, so I can say, look, man, I can say it. We got some issues coming from the motherland.
Right.
It's hard to trust what's going on. I mean, in fact, not to get all like conspiracy theory, but it's fun to at least take one little tangent down that road. Right? There's a book that I just downloaded. I'm going to read. I'm going to just whisper it to you because it's it's a little crazy. These two Chinese generals wrote a book from like 1999 on China's master plan on how to destroy America. And they write there's this whole thing. Apparently, right, according to the teaser that I saw, it details how they use a virus. It's infectious. They shut down the economy. Blah, blah, blah. It comes back. They're there for the plan B. There's this whole thing. And I don't have all the details, but it's just, for me, it's just like, look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do realize that there's a lot of different narratives out there, and it's not necessarily easy to just go, oh yeah, that's the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that includes trusting the Chinese government, our government. There's a lot of just, we know it that we got lied to by what they told us was healthy about sugar, we got lied to. Companies that just funded people to just they gave doctors money, and even doctors were like, dude, that's a lot of money. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to say this thing is decent. Love it.
Right.
And then we got a lot of lies. So we gotta, more than anybody, that we have to figure out a way to responsibly separate the lies from the truth.
Yeah. No. Well, okay. So the theory that I was given by my hairdresser, my hair guy who's from China, was he told me, he goes, they were rioting in Hong Kong right before this thing started happening in Wuhan. And so they were trying to push back against the government. There were all these riots going on in Hong Kong. So his theory is that the government released this thing to shut down the riots and stuff.
I mean, look.
Because they're communists, right?
I'm just saying, I don't put it past, some of these explanations because
Right.
it's just too, like, you can click on a video and it says Elon Musk, why he thinks we're living in a simulation. There's all kinds of like smart dudes who have perspectives on the big picture that is totally rocking what most people are thinking. That's radical. It's like way out there. And that
Yep.
includes stuff like, there's a few small percentage of really rich people who they don't care about like how many people die from some bullshit. That's so far away from them. They're so rich. They're so powerful.
Yep.
You can't really get into the mentality of someone who lives on that level and has been for generations living on that level. And then they're pulling moves that you would never guess is possible. But that to them, we're all just like lab rats in an experiment.
No, it's right. I mean, 9/11.
But it's a very scary thought because we're like, okay, let's say that's true. What the are we supposed to fucking do about that, right? Nothing. That's
your ass
right.
in the house.
So I think
Write it out.
So I think a lot of people are like, it's just like it's easy to just throw that to the side and go like, that's like, don't get all crazy conspiracy theorists or whatever. But when you think about it, it's like, of course that could be an explanation, right? So, but at the end of the day, we're like, okay, is it the wet markets? Is it some government that planted it? You and I, a regular civilian, we have to sift through the articles and just decide, well, what does that mean? Can I go to fucking Costco or not?
Right.
And
Right.
at the end of the day, I'm just gambling that, look, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to listen to what seems to be the reasonable people out there who are saying this is a real virus killing people and that it's not just for old people. It's for anybody immunocompromised, and it's all, we got to boost our immune system. We have to, and then not only that, we have to even help share the message like we're doing right now, because we want everyone to spread that message, and it's still not out there. People still going, this is hoax. People still not understanding that it's airborne transmission. People still not getting what the social distancing is or whatnot. And people going, yeah, like even our president's going, let's open up the markets on Easter. Would it be nice to see the churches packed? Wouldn't that be beautiful? No, not after passing around an invisible disease that's killing them, you fucking orange prick. Like, sorry, whiskey. Orange. Every day better. Keep it positive. I love you. I love everybody.
No, but I mean, but see, the ones that aren't taking this seriously are the ones that aren't going to make it according to Darwin's theory. And I mean,
that's what
I am past the point of trying to advise and whatever, because the lucky advantage that I have over my next door neighbor is I have access to all of the medical journals, which I read every single morning. And this is the physician community warning each other about stuff that the news does not want to talk about, because the government is trying so hard to prevent panic, right? Rioting, people running amok in the streets and looting and all of this stuff. And it's crazy that the American public still has not figured out that the news, the content that's shared on the news is controlled.
Right, but then like, where do we go? I think a lot of people get that, or they sense that. They're suspicious of regular media, but where do you direct that suspicious average citizen to go get better stuff? That's the part that I think everybody, they go separate ways and the whole world scatters and look for, and you still run into some traps and some fake shit. I think that's the problem. You know what I mean? As fucked up as that is, our problem is kind of deep that way. It's kind of like, fuck. So
no, it is, and I talk about that is how people don't realize how siloed healthcare is.
Right.
So the pulmonologists don't talk to the GI docs, who don't talk to the infectious disease docs, who don't talk to the pharmacists, right? And so it's such a problem. What I see coming out of this at the end of the day is what's going to be exposed is how fragmented and how corrupt our health system is in America, in addition to our government and all of these other things. And I think it's a good thing. I actually think it's a good thing. I mean, because it's time that these things be exposed.
You're right, but I hate that there's a lot of innocent people who might have to pay that price for this change, right?
You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I shared an article today about a former CEO of Wells Fargo I think since then he stepped down from whatever company he's on right now. But he was a former CEO of Wells Fargo, and he's like, look, man, I'm encouraging anybody under 55 to go back to work because it's like, look, what are you going to choose? Economic devastation for a little just catching a flu-like thing, and whatever, you're getting flu symptoms. Or, you know what I mean, having the whole thing crash or whatever. It's like, go to work, go back to work so that we can keep the economy up. And it's like, and you know what, I tell you what, some people are going to probably die from that. But we need to do it because, and it's like, that's just a mentality that we're fighting at, that's out there, that people are willing to sacrifice all these deaths. And do you even know how many deaths that's going to be, CEO dude?
I know.
But I can't even be mad, right? He's just a type of human that's out there. And that's just what they think, I mean, it's hard. It sounds horrible, right? Like, I'm like, how are you willing to just sacrifice all these? But in his mind, it's like, maybe he just thinks, look, if we don't let the economy, if we let the economy dip too far, there's still going to be debts, but from some other angle or whatever. I don't know what his angle is.
Right. Well, I think part of the problem is that like people are still going to work because, look, I mean, fuck the stimulus check. I don't even fucking get a stimulus check because I don't fucking qualify. But trust me, we have had to cut back on our hours in the clinic by like 70%. So we're affected too. But yet I fall into that category where I need just enough money so I don't qualify for a stimulus check. What they need to do is completely defer the biggest payment that everybody has is rent and mortgage.
Yes, preach it.
And I went onto Bank of Hawaii's website to apply for a deferral. But do you want to know what it does?
What?
On day one, after the end of your deferral period, you have to now pay the lump sum of the entire amount.
Right. Yeah, we were talking to Stu about that, about you got to watch out for that. People are deferring stuff and not asking the question, and it's going to hit them hard.
Yeah.
4 months of, whatever back payments. And then.
So now the motto is not going to be like, that's
right.
bank. It's going to be like, that's my bank. It changes the inflection of their motto.
Yeah.
You're not proud anymore. You're like,
right.
My bank, they're fucking me over. Shit.
But this is the kind of thing that drives people to make the decision to keep going out and keep going to work because they're screwed. If you own a house and you pay a mortgage, you're fucked basically in all of this.
It was just like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, right? We had the market crash of the housing thing. The banks are lending these phony fucking, like
I know.
these fucked up mortgages, right? And then when they fucked everybody out of the economy, broke the economy, nobody could pay their mortgages, they got the bailout. The banks get the bailout. And now you're sitting here, it's just like, how do you just keep on how do you just keep doing that? You know what I mean? But it's, like I said, I think it is just it's the nature of humanity. That's a hard thing for us to face. You know what I mean? That
it is.
That like I was thinking this is a metaphor the other day that like a cell is like this thing with the nucleus is only 10% of the space taken up, but it controls most of the actual major decisions in the cell, right? Humanity might be like that, where like there's just this fucking assholes in the middle. They don't take a lot of space up, but they control all these motherfuckers out here. And
that's not a theory. That's true.
That's how we're like. That's the organism we are.
That's
a dark thing to fight because you're like, okay, what are we supposed to do about that? Like if that's just how we're built, what I mean? Where it's like a few people control a bunch of fucking sheep, and that's just we've been trying for centuries to break it. It seems like that's the shape we take. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, fuck, I mean, and all the rest of the people, I do my best. I'll sign up for this change.org petition. I'll fucking share this meme. I'll do this thing. I'll try to go on the radio. We'll try to organize, but, we try.
Right.
Like you said, it's like there's just a section of Darwin is going to do his thing.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's kind of the silver lining in all of this. And again, not to minimize all the people that have died and are still going to die, but maybe this is happening to force some type of giant reset. I mean, honestly, You know what I'm saying? You have to have faith that all of this is happening for a reason.
But you know what? You don't even realize that right now you're literally saying word for word the speech of Thanos in Avengers Endgame. I fucking swear to God. You rewind the tape, bitch. You just said, and we all agreed. Everybody watching was like, yeah, Jody's right. Yeah. We all are agreeing with Thanos. That's what he said. He's like, I snap. Look, trust me. Overpopulation is killing everybody. I don't know how he talks. But right, he's like,
right.
There's not enough resources.
Right, it's not enough resources. You know, it's for your own good. You're gonna thank me later. I don't know how he talks, but it is a very Thanos thing that is happening to our real world right now.
It is. No, totally. It is.
Fading, and there's nothing we can. It's just people fucking shooting at. I don't mean to. I'm just trying to we're processing.
Well, but the good thing about it is,
make a bright side.
Because it's not exactly right. Because it's not just a snap and then you're just gone. It's like the people who are gonna survive this are the people who are complying, the people who are.
That's right.
And then the people who are going to flourish through all this are the people who are picking up new skills, learning, doing what they can.
That is true.
Right.
But it does feel like there's a few Avengers, there's the health professionals, there's a few people out there, there's politicians with money and big choices. And we're out here going like, come on, go get them, Thor. Like, we're from Facebook. We're rooting you on. Like, go make the right decision. People who have billions of dollars to just like disseminate freaking masks and ventilators to all the places that we needed. Like, where are you at, Bezos? Did you just fucking start a GoFundMe for your workers? Did you just do that, Bezos? Right.
Right.
So it's like it's just we're just talking. We're just drinking whiskey and bacon. We're just bonding. But
like, can't he single-handedly?
Yeah.
Fix this whole problem.
I mean, look at Bill Gates. Look at Bill Gates. He's throwing hundreds of millions at that.
I know.
And Bill, he doesn't go on Facebook. I don't care, but you don't see it on TMZ. I just give 100 million to it. He just quietly fucking gives it. And
not just now. He's been for years and years trying to get this.
Right.
I mean, he did try to shove Internet Explorer in our faces and force us to. But he's grown up since then. He did pay $50.
You know what I want to know? Where are the Kardashians at in all this? Yeah. Yeezy, with all his damn money, what are they doing for all of this?
Right.
They've been really quiet. Huh?
Yeah. Exactly, because they ain't doing shit. Because they ain't doing jack shit except getting Botox and fucking liposuction. Kanye West has so much money. Like, why don't you do something to help all of this out? These are the people that need to step up right now.
Well, here's the deal. It's sad that we have basically been living in a broken society in the sense that, of course, capitalism rewards and keeps all the 1% power it keeps it there, right? And we live in a system that we can't stop it because the people who make the rules are the ones, who are getting paid, and it's just this vicious cycle, right? So the fact that we have to wait for people who have billions of dollars to just, can you please have mercy on your dying fucking peasants out here, please throw some bread. It's already sad, but you're right. I mean, fucking, come on, man. Like, well, how you even you can't even pretend to be philanthropic for 5 seconds? Like,
that's the thing.
Even if I'm an asshole and I have billions of dollars, just to fucking save face, can someone take $1 million or $2 million? Like, do you really care if you have a billionaire? Can't you throw $1 million just to fucking look cool on Instagram? We'll fucking heart the shit all day.
Right.
Like, you can't even pretend to be fucking caring that we're out here dying. Shit.
That's the thing, because they can spare $1 million, right? They can spare $1 million. That's the thing.
But it's like I just want to be a part of a world where you realize, you look around the world and you go like, shit, I made billions off of a system that shouldn't be giving me billions. I should reach a limit, and then the system just should pour some of this money back to the resources. You shouldn't even get to go past a certain limit, and we can talk about what it is, but it shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be where the whole world, good, smart, wonderful people and families who just love and are good people, can't get a fucking gown and mask and ventilator to save their community, their grandmas, their uncles, their aunties, their people, their sons, their fucking you.
No, I know it's crazy.
I looked up the Kardashians because I am curious. Like, what the fuck? Where are they?
Yeah. Okay.
But they're always in the news, right? You haven't heard. They've been really quiet.
One
So
last one, folks. One last one.
Kim is actually donating $1 million to families affected by COVID-19.
Okay. Okay.
So,
We just said she's been quiet. We didn't say that our ears were all in the right places.
Right.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's what she posted on her.
Well, look, and by the way, like, can I call ourselves out too? If we're watching this, anybody watching this, like wherever you're at, you know, whatever you can give, and it could be a time, it could be service, it could be sharing, it could be anything, it could be a conversation, like, whatever it is, we all should be giving something. You know?
Like, I'm wondering because, you know, I'm in dental, right? I was in dental, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of the dentists, like, the ADA is telling you, like, just shut down. Only if it's, emergency visits, you know? Like, don't do dentistry right now.
Right.
And so a lot of the offices are closing temporarily.
Right.
And I'm just like, can you donate your masks and your
And
gowns
even some of the space.
you know, it's
and
like,
even some of the
Yes.
maybe can you donate
Right.
that stuff to the hospitals? Like,
Right,
and I don't know if they're doing it or not, but I know I know several dental offices, you know, just with friends that work there and stuff. And I'm like, did you guys donate your stuff? They're like, no. Like, can you? Is that a thing? So
Right.
So I mean, if there's anybody that has, you know, those kind of resources, like why not pull together and just like put yourself aside, you know, look at the bigger picture here, you know,
Right.
for this short amount of time. Hopefully it'll be short.
I wonder if there may be, because there's so much uncertainty around how long this is going to last. And so they're trying to save supplies for themselves and their families. And there's got to be fear around, are these things even going to be available after, right? How long after this thing is finally gone are we still going to be in a shortage of these types of supplies?
I was actually listening to this podcast put together one of our Hawaii doctors, Jason Fleming, you know, and he was saying that Hawaii is no different from a lot of hospitals around the country in the sense they have like maybe 2 weeks deep worth of equipment, and that includes like the PPEs, what is that, the personal protection equipment, and it's like they got about 2 weeks worth, and then, you know, they will run dry. So like this is just like before the pandemic, just regular.
I can tell you, like, the last few offices I work in have well over a month's supply of masks, boxes, because they come in cases, right?
Right.
Cases of masks, so that they just keep stock.
Right.
So I mean, to me, I'm like, okay, this is it's a weird thing, right? Because really, if we don't know if we even have it, right? And you can pass it on with no symptoms, they really shouldn't see anybody in a dental office. If you feel like you have a toothache, but you should really, if you don't know if you have it or not, you should go to the hospital. But the problem with that is you can't, because you can't just get a test if you don't have any symptoms.
Right.
And then you don't want to go to the hospital if you're, you know, and you can't infecting your, and then you don't want to go to the hospital for something minor as a toothache compared to the big scheme of things, right? Like, so you have a toothache, where can, you know, it's better, I guess, to go to the dentist than, you know, it's like circular, like this circle thing. It's like you don't want to go to the dentist because then you can infect people there, but then you can't go to the hospital because it's too minor to go to the hospital, and then you might infect people there.
But we got to figure this out, right? Like, because I mean, bottom line is, we got to figure out a priority list, and the number one list got to be like, let's not infect each other. Like literally, as a society, the entire globe right now is facing the same crossroads. We have to make choices. They may be difficult, and they look pretty much the same, right? Suffer a little bit economically, and not a little bit, a lot economically, and other things. You're gonna have to be uncomfortable. We're gonna have to stay home. We're gonna do certain. We have to wash our hands more. We're gonna have to stay apart, and what that means that hugging is less. That hurts us.
Right.
Communication is different. That hurts us. This is weird. We're trying to figure it out. But I find it that we have to find a way to make it valuable, to make our priority list, and to stick to it, to stick to the game plan. That's why this is, I mean, to me, this is vital. I want to just do it and let everybody else catch fire, and then maybe they do it, and we all just, you know, try to compensate, you know what I mean? For adapt and not just let it hit us.
Like, for example, if you have a toothache, right, you have an infection.
Right.
Like a dentist, you don't have to see a dentist. The dentist can call you in antibiotics and pain medication. But the problem with that is you're not allowed to call in pain medication or antibiotics for a patient you haven't seen in person. Like you
Right.
have to see them. So like, I just feel like in this case, that's the rule that should be broken, not send them to your office and you see a patient that could possibly be
Right.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep.
There are ways around certain things, but I just feel like we're making it so much harder
Well,
on
so much
ourselves.
of everything, right, in a society is the red tape, right? It's like, if you could just
Yeah.
zoom out and look at a society and go like, okay, here's the mass, invent all the fucking guns and all the society. You could just see it with the fucking, you go there. You don't have to ask. Is it like, bitch, we're all in this together. Give your shit. It's not even yours anymore. Give your shit. It goes here. Like, we need the power and the quickness and the efficiency of some machine, which is obviously the opposite of what our government is. Like, this is a slow red tape fucking machine where nothing gets through. By the time we allow things to get places, and Governor Ige is like, 5 days from now we will. Oh fuck! Dude. It's like, we're watching ourselves get killed while everybody reacts in slow motion, just like, oh.
Everybody ate edibles.
Right, exactly. Our whole
Yeah,
But that's exactly what it is. The system is like, it's trying to do its work in a place with no Wi-Fi, and it's just like.
So yes, it's like old
No.
school AOL dial-in
And it just feels
shit.
stupid. It feels like, can we, like, guys, if, like, forget there's 7.5 billion people on the planet. Let's just say there's 100 people, and there's like just one space we're trying to figure out. All the same problems. We just be like, okay, guys, start over. Okay, everybody put the stuff in the middle.
Like, forget what you've always known.
Forget this whole,
Yeah.
like, you know, I was born into a gajillion-dollar family. Now I'm raised with all the a weird world of no problems. I turn into more of an asshole. I murder some people. I get on drugs. The system
Right.
that we have is so lopsided that
Yeah.
it's just like, can't we just go like, okay, let's start.
Right.
We're fucking
Right.
up. There's 7.5 billion, and only 1% or less is like living this crazy extravagant life, and billions of us are like a paycheck to paycheck or worse.
Yeah.
Can't be, like, you know what I mean? It's just, I just wish we could just go, okay, time out, something got fucked up. We got to change the game a little bit.
But okay, but after you said all of that, isn't that what this is maybe?
No.
Timeout?
No, that's exactly what this is, but it's a forced, you're right, it's a forced kind of version of that. And I get what you're trying to do. Like, let's try to find a way that, to the extent that we can make it that and help out this weird fucking crisis that just hit us from all angles, then let's do that. To the extent we can push it that way.
It's still, right? It's still a timeout for the rest of the world, the rest of the 90-something% that doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, still
Yeah.
the top 1% of the world's wealth are really not having these issues or conversations, other than, you know, like, maybe we have to pay more taxes or something to pay.
You never know though, because their butler or their maid might have to go out to get groceries, get infected, come back to the mansion and infect them, and they might die. I mean, you never know, right?
Right. I mean, we just read an article that says there's fucking 8 strains right now. A week ago was 3. A week before that it was 1, or whatever the fuck, right? So what's gonna happen, you know, if a fucking dick like our president opens up the market and fucking all the regulations comes back even before it should on Easter or fucking whatever, even April 30th, who knows if it'll be fully out of our system, right? So we go back out there and everyone goes like, look, man, we did the thing. We did what you said. We hated it. We fucking did it. Now we're back out licking faces. We're at my time bar.
And best believe, May 1st is going to be the biggest fucking party. Everyone's going to be out.
And it's good, you know what? And you know, it's kind of like you know, when people don't do your course at Keto Prescription, please find her and follow the rules correctly, you fucking dummy. But you just try to fucking wild west it, right? You quit the carbs altogether. You start facing the weirdest fucking pangs your body has ever faced, and then 2 days later, a whole bag of chips. Am I right? Like, hasn't that happened to a lot of people? Right? And this is the same shit. Because we don't get it, the education of what's really going on, we're going to be like, oh, fuck, I guess I'll go no social distance, you know, no socializing. As soon as the government let me out, I'm going to run out and lick everybody's face. Like, you You just know.
I'm gonna lick everything that I possibly can.
Not us, but that's gonna happen.
May 1st is a Friday night, and that's
Oh.
gonna be first Friday.
Oh.
It's gonna be the biggest first Friday.
Holy shit! Oh my god, that's
I
gonna be
won't
crazy.
be there,
But we have to fight it as much as we know it's a foregone conclusion.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question, okay? Because I'm kind of tripping out on this whole thing because I'm proud of the fact that I weaned myself off of this habit about 3 years ago. But people are literally dying because they can't go to Starbucks. They actually have to brew coffee at home. Gas, right?
Hey, well,
So
look.
come May 1st, are these people now going to be weaned off of their Starbucks habit?
I will
Speak as a Starbucks.
Speak, woman, speak.
I'm a junkie, and
Mm-hmm.
going through rehab.
Withdrawals.
We all got our
I'm going
vices.
through withdrawals, and let me tell you, I will confess something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last night, I was gonna go to Kahala drive-thru.
Right.
So I drove over there.
Mm-hmm.
I drove to Kahala, and I was gonna go to the drive-thru. Let me tell you, there are worse junkies than me because I was not about to sit in a line. There was like, I kid you not, there's like 20 cars in line.
Yeah, but
I
at
was
least
like,
you're in the car though. You're not like.
You have to really want a Starbucks to sit in a drive-through line with 20 cars. It was.
Yes.
I was like, I'm not waiting. So I just turned around. I came home. But I did think I was thinking, hey, it's 8:40.
Well,
Who's in line at 8:40?
Well, think about it.
Everyone.
Was thinking that, and everybody was thinking that. They're like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go at 8:40," because they shut down most of the Starbucks. Only the ones that have built-in drive-throughs, right? So,
right. Correct.
So wherever the market share was for Starbucks, now they're being funneled instead of through like 100 funnels, they're going only through 3 funnels or 15 funnels, right? So it's like everybody's bottlenecking through these.
Yeah, it's nuts. And so I love Starbucks. I don't love it enough to sit for 20 cars. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
But what I am doing is this craze, right? Have you seen it? The whipped coffee. So
oh yeah, I saw that. Yes.
So it's not the same. You know, it's not the same. It doesn't whip as good if you're not using like if you're using the swerve. It doesn't, for whatever reason, it doesn't whip.
Yeah.
So,
I believe it. No, I believe it. What about stevia drops?
I don't do stevia. I just
only because it tastes like licorice.
I cannot get with that taste. So I've been tried the anyway.
We'll find it. We'll find that sweet spot because there's a lot of options.
And actually, I'm getting it's like just black coffee at this point.
I see. I didn't even, when I posed that question, I didn't even know you were a Starbucks junkie. So I love that you are, and then we could like actually talk about this because I was curious. You know what I mean? Like all these people, what are they gonna do?
Well, like I tell you what, I mean, if anybody can like recreate what Starbucks does, she's pretty good at that. But
if you see my coffee bar, over
she's
there,
very like but
no,
we're gonna work on a keto version.
Oh, I have, I have, and again, the keto version still, it's like it's not like.
Of course not.
You have to get used to it.
Sometimes you gotta make just a little.
But like I said, it's like if I can't have my nitro cold brew with sweet cream, then just give me a black coffee. It's like I'll just take black coffee, and then in turn, it's like now I'm healthier, right? And then I feel like by the time this is over, it's not over. I mean, for me, it's not out of my system yet. I still want a freaking Starbucks, but I have a feeling by April 30th, it'll be out, and then I'll be over it.
Is it possible that you are addicted to the motion of going to Starbucks?
All of it. It's all part of it, right?
I freaking hate it, and I wish they would deliver. You know, if they delivered, that'd be that would be more problems for me. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the case or not. I really, for me, I like tea time. So that's my thing. So it's not really the motion of going. I like to come home and like have it here and like I'm sitting, I'm relaxing, I'm
But-
watching and
but
relaxing.
when
That's
you-
the part.
But you make it. Is that different though?
It just feels like I just made something. You know, it's like it
It's
feels
it's just
I
there is
like,
a there is a like a.
maybe if you made me
Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
drink.
Uh-oh.
Shut up.
Sorry, Ryan.
Why
Ryan,
did
sorry.
I just shut my mouth? Like,
No, because Tina, I was so addicted to the routine of going to Starbucks since literally 1990 fucking 4.
I can
Okay.
relate to that. I'm very like the whole thing is part of the addiction.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
Like, that's why I was
And then when
talking
I weaned off my habit 3 years ago, and now I brew coffee at home, and I make my own version of bulletproof coffee, and I come down into the garage and I drink my coffee with my dogs, and they're happy because I'm here. Like, that's my new routine. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But I was able to switch it. And what I'm happy about with myself is that I'm actually saving that amount of money that I used to spend on that every single day.
Well, what I
Yes,
did,
that
right?
is so
Like when I
good, yeah.
started keto,
Mhm.
I was doing the keto drinks, right? But then I heard
Mhm.
it's not really, it's not, even though it says like sugar free or whatever, it's not really good for you for other reasons and stuff. So it's like,
Right, right.
so then again, I was just like, I had to slowly just like make myself stop drinking it. And I just went to black coffee and just even bulletproof. It's like, it's kind of, I don't know. I just have this feeling. It's like, I like a certain taste. And if it doesn't taste like that, I don't want it. And that's probably not a good way to think. I should learn to adapt, you know, but I just feel like, you know, I was trying to like recreate the taste that I was looking for. And there's like
Right.
monk fruit. I tried stevia. I tried swerve. I tried all these different, you know, I got these liquid. I have like,
See,
how
I
many
tell her I
bottles over
think
there?
that's like too
1, 2,
that's
3, 4,
too
5,
narrow
6.
of a target to hit. Like just make it
Yeah.
broader. Like
Just,
don't think of it I have to recreate it exactly. Think of it like what new, slightly different way can still be wonderful for me because that's too hard of a target to hit. I
yeah,
think.
it is.
Right.
And then
Right.
you just disappoint
Like
yourself.
even
and
me
then
right
it's like,
now, I do not expect Monday to feel the same as right now. I don't. In fact, right now it doesn't feel the same as last month when I was just smoking whatever the fuck I wanted.
Right.
Already I can feel like, I can feel the challenge. Like I'm challenging myself and I feel it a little bit. But I also know, like Jodi knows, the more you just know, like, look, I know the shit. I just know that that's the smart move. And I can't really fund my body to act the other move. And the older you get, the better you get at this whole thing. It's just called discipline, right? It's just fucking
Well,
discipline.
it's like some things are
You
a
just
lot
gotta-
easier than others. I used to smoke way more than him, believe it or not.
She did back in the day. But
And
now she's
it was like one day I just decided, you know, it's like this, you know, one thing, because I like to smoke blunts, okay? I didn't like joints, but I like blunts. And I started getting like a dark thing on my lip from like getting too cold, like I think it's probably a burn or something, or maybe like a lip, like a coloring from the cigar. And my lips started getting dark, you know, my hair. So I was like, ew.
Wow.
I was like, I don't like that, you know? Like, that's not
Wow.
cute. Can't cover it with
That's
lipstick.
not
and
cute.
stuff. Yeah, it's just not cute. And literally, I was just like, nah, I don't want to do it anymore. And then it was like, you know, I tried, I would smoke joints. And I was like, this is not the same as a blunt. I don't want it. It's not, you know, smoke pipe. I don't know. If it's not a blunt, I don't want it. And then I just quit. And I just never looked back. I just didn't. I stopped, and it's just something I don't want anymore. And then
You're kind of a this or nothing kind of girl.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all different. We're all our own
I'm
person.
trying to change that. I don't like that necessarily. I don't want to be that way. I've just been that way for so long. It's hard to like get out of that habit.
But you know what? That's what this whole time is about. The theme of this time is like whatever the fuck you were doing last week, it be changed. Like motherfucking shit is all over the place and shit has changed, right? So it's like it's all about new. It's all about we're gonna have to suck a little bit at shit and work it out because I think we all have a new start. Like if you can pick up some skills right now, shit, the economy is frozen, transactions are down. Who knows when we come out of the other side what's gonna be right? I mean, right now there's value in communication and talking and sharing and making people feel better however you can. You know, so I think creativity and arts and you know all this stuff, feel good stuff through technology, I think is big right now. You know what I mean? So
Totally.
we gotta do it.
I knew a lady who was just adamant about social media is the devil. Social media is the devil. And her kid was the same age as my kid. And I used to tell her, well, you know, I'm on social media. And she'd be like, I just can't believe, what kind of mother are you? And then I tell her things like I tell her, no, but there's like these dog pages that I follow. And it's like, there's all these cute dog stories. And I love it. Like, it makes me so happy, because she was fixated on the fact that there's nothing but perverts and rapists and porn on social media.
Right, it has all these buttons that it's our responsibility to learn, because you can block, you can change, you can.
Exactly. And I said, no, they have this algorithm, and the things that you like, you get more of those types of things. But she just couldn't accept that. And then now I think about her, because we're no longer friends, and I think to myself, like, all of the things that she's missed out on because she would not accept social media. And then her kids, who I know very well, have to constantly create these fake accounts to sneak behind your back, because they're not allowed to have social media. You know,
that's happening everywhere. That is happening everywhere.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's like, bottom line is, it's the way of the world. You know, it's like, these are social media times. That's just what changed.
Especially right now.
You know, if you're not with it, you're outdated. And
well, it can be such a great tool. I mean, it's what you make of it, right? I mean, like, I'm that mom that every day I'm begging my son to make a fucking TikTok video with me, and he's like, please stop, mom. You know, like, he's so embarrassed. Like, I'm that mom.
That's
like,
why.
Come on, I can do those dance moves. And he's like, no, you can't.
No, I saw a few of those comments from parents, so that's why I made that meme saying, like, look,
I know.
Be kind to everybody, because there are teens out there refusing to do TikTok videos with their parents, and feelings are hurt. So when you go out into the world, like, consider, okay, shit be wild. Motherfuckers on edge. You know what I mean?
That song "Blinding Lights" by The Weeknd. I cannot listen to that song nowadays without picturing in my head some Howley family from buttfuck Oklahoma doing that one. Do you guys know what I'm talking about on TikTok?
We have TikTok people here too.
Yeah, they're like, do a TikTok with me, and I'm just like, I can't do those.
Okay, so it's the opposite problem here. She doesn't want to do.
I can't do it.
Dude, I love TikTok. Is hilarious.
Well, some of them are weird.
Funniest shit is on TikTok.
Didn't they have, like, Meg Thee Stallion had the one called the Savage Challenge, and the words are like, you know, a little bit nasty, and you got to do the butt thing, and then you got to so, like, exactly. So Tina and her 11-year-old doing it would just be an awkward. But that's the latest challenge right now. It's like Savage, the Savage TikTok, and some of it is.
No, they have their algorithm too, right? So I like all the TikToks of dogs in the drive-through line at Starbucks waiting for their puppuccinos and just going like batshit crazy, and it's the cutest videos, right? So that's kind of all the shit that shows up in my feed, and all these fucking Howley families in Missouri like doing their.
There's one, right? That a lot of people are doing, and it's like funny. Where you do this dance move and you go like you look like you just got out of bed, and you go like this, and then you're like completely dressed, and your hair's, and I'm like, dude, that's too much work. I ain't doing all of that.
Yeah, but you know what? It's actually like, when at the end of the day, man, it's like pretty cool. Like, these kids are learning art. They're learning video editing.
No, yeah, some of them are so clever. Like, I appreciate the time and effort that these people put into making their TikToks. I mean, literally, when I woke up the other morning, the first TikTok I saw was these two guys on a boat, and they were fucking playing fetch with a narwhal. A narwhal?
I don't even know what that is.
The thing, in the ocean.
Narwhals. The narwhal was retrieving the ball and bringing it back to the boat. And I sat up out of bed, and I was like, fucking going on my bucket list. Play fetch with a narwhal, because I would not have known that if it weren't for TikTok. Tina, can you pull up a picture of a narwhal and show it to him?
Okay, yeah. Now I kind of know. I have seen that word. Wow.
It's like a
narwhal.
What, is it considered a dolphin or a whale?
I don't know, but they play fetch.
Look, let me tell you, we've been trying to do these live Zooms on Facebook, and there's been so many moments, and I've seen other people do it too, so we're not the only ones, but
you don't ever. There's nothing that makes you feel older than when you're staring into the camera and going like, "Are we live? Is this on?" Like, there's no more. Like, you can't do a fucking more senior citizen move. That's it.
And it's even worse when then a comment pops up and says, yes, you're
You're
live.
live. And it's like a 20-year-old. It's a 20-year-old, like, Uncle, yes, you're live. I'm like, oh. How did that become me? I'm like, you know, take me back years ago. I'm like the fucking guy who has all the, you know, I'm like on the front and I'm like, look, I got a Palm Pilot, man. What's up? Well, I'm going to show you guys what's the newest, latest. And now I'm just like, am I live? How do I do it? How did I turn into, what? Why am I?
Because you're almost 50. That's why.
Too much truth. Too much truth. I know, but it is hilarious. Okay, well,
years.
okay. I want to end this. I want to end this with this because me and Jodi, we talked about this idea like whatever a couple years ago, and it was just you know, it's like, oh yeah, we'll do that one day. Sure, it takes so much, right? But we were talking about doing a documentary, basically kind of autobiographical of Jodi, right? But it's called Farm to Table.
To Table.
Farm to Table.
Farm to Table.
But then, but
PH.
Farm, because she was in the pharmacy industry.
Pharmaceutical industry for 17 years. Yes.
And then she became obsessed with the keto lifestyle and health and nutrition through food and through nutritious choices. And so I just think that would be such a great story for you to detail how you went from farm. But then this is the cool part, right? The PHARM, the harm part is in red, and the P is in black or whatever. And then to table, the T part is whatever, and then the able. So,
dude, the title is money, dude. Like, freaking make it rain. Like, we have to do this.
So that's I've already said it. It's put it out. That's our project. Don't steal that. That's it's already.
We're not. Well, no one's me though, because
no one's you. It's your exact story. Yeah.
If you go through my career, and you know, I don't talk about a lot of the things I know about pharmaceutical industry because I worked in it. I was that drug rep. I was a drug rep because I was a single mom. And I needed to make a living and I needed flexible hours and I didn't get that at Long's, right? And so it's so crazy. And now I flip back to the other side. I'm back in patient care and I'm being called on again by drug reps in our office. And it's like, and this COVID-19 thing, I'm seeing it a lot again. That's why I reached out to you, Ryan. Remember the other week, I was like, come over, and you're like, but Tina's a little under the weather, and I was like, because I was like, fuck, we have to fucking talk about this tonight. You know?
I knew we were gonna talk about it.
All this shit had come out, and I was like, oh god, all that has to go in this documentary thing that we're gonna do someday because it's people have to know the truth about what is going on.
Well, like this is what I say. Already, just start thinking about all the stuff you've been shooting with the keto stuff, and hopefully you have that place somewhere I can like work with that. We'll go back and, you know, and then we can just start thinking about how we can preserve whatever you already have and then think about it.
Right.
That has to happen. I can see it. I love it. It would be such a great, you know, story to tell.
Okay. Yeah. No. Cool.
I mean, 'cause you just live in your life, but my job is to see the fucking golden stories, and like I do it it has a perfect story and it ends really responsibly, perfectly for what we need to, you know, motivate us to go where we need to go as a world, you know, as a society.
And you know what you guys need to watch on Netflix tonight? Tiger King.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry,
she already won. She did one. I gotta catch up.
I'm almost done, but I actually had pulled it up because I wanted to get that in the conversation, but I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Dude,
we're gonna do it, and then our next one we'll talk about it.
It's like so eye-opening, mind-boggling, that whole and the way it ends too, like that.
I don't know how it ends yet. I don't know how. I'm on the fourth episode tonight.
It just gets better. It just gets better and better. So
it's like this thing of like this story building, and it's like, when is it gonna end? Like what? Like another layer of some bullshit?
I seriously, I got about 10 minutes and I fell asleep, so I'm gonna tonight we'll try again.
Crazy.
Okay.
Okay, go. I gotta go. So go watch it.
Thank you.
Jodi.
Great whiskey.
Okay.
Love
Love you guys.
you
Bye.
so much.
Thank
okay,
you.
we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.